It was the announcement the city had been waiting for. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi declaring the official liberation of Mosul from ISIL. ISIL had been holding out in a tiny neighborhood of Mosul's old city. The Prime Minister's message was clear. While a few ISIL fighters may remain in the city, the war is over. After 3 years, Iraq's second largest city is free.
Our victory today is a victory over dishonesty, brutality, and terrorism. And I announce from here to the entire world the end, failure, and collapse of the mythical and terrorist Islamic State group.
The United Nations estimates that Mosul needs $1 billion in investment just to restore basic services. Long-term rebuilding projects will cost billions more. The war displaced about 900,000 people. Tens of thousands still live in tent cities outside of Mosul. But in parts of the city, signs of life springing back. In the neighborhood of al-Abadi, 17-year-old Mohammed cleaned his street.
We are happy the city has been liberated.
He swept the road along with some friends because they wanted to return to their lives before ISIL took over this city.
We want to go back to life. We want to open our shop.
Mohammed was hopeful for the future, seeing a Mosul that could recover. Others were not so optimistic. As we traveled through the old city, the devastation was staggering.
We're at the entrance to Mosul's old city. There are still skirmishes going on between the remaining ISIL fighters and the Iraqi forces. The front line is about 1 kilometer that way. You can hear the occasional explosion or the occasional airstrike. But this is 100% under the control of the Iraqi forces. But look what's left. How long will it take the Iraqi government to rebuild that building? Now times that by 1,000. That's the size of the task awaiting the Iraqi government to rebuild this city.
Few have returned here. Many houses are still booby-trapped with ISIL explosives. Even Monday morning, you could still hear fighting between ISIL and the army. Firas Idris Jergis is a truck driver. He used to live here in the old city. That was until the war destroyed his house. A mortar also injured his daughter.
I lost my car, I lost my house, I lost everything. Come back to where?
Like Firas, waiting to see if the Iraqi government can tackle a challenge even larger than defeating ISIL, bringing their city back to life. Toby News, CGTN, Mosul, Iraq.